If you ever wondered what it's like to live in Delray Beach, Florida, if you want to know the pros and cons of living in Delray Beach, Florida, if that's the case, then this video is for you. Delray Beach, one of the jewels in Palm Beach, Florida. My name is Ray Fernandez. I am with Living in Palm Beach, Florida, powered by EXP Realty. Welcome. If this is the first time to this channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button over in the corner. While you're at it, ring that little bell. What that'll do is that'll notify you each time we put out a new video. We put out new videos every single week. What do we talk about? Well, we talk about all things going on around South Florida, all things Palm Beach. So if you ever wonder what it's like to eat, sleep, drink, all things going on in South Florida, all things Palm Beach, well, if that's the case, this is the channel for you. We help so many people relocate to here in South Florida, and we absolutely love it. My family and I relocated to here, to this part of the country here in Palm Beach 15 years ago, and we haven't looked back. Today, it truly is an honor to help people just like you perhaps relocate to this beautiful part of the country we call Palm Beach. So if you're thinking about moving to this part of the world we call Palm Beach, there's a couple of ways to get in touch with us. Down below is our email address. That's a great way to get in touch with us. Also on the screen is our phone number. You can either call or text that number. Additionally, one of the best ways is in the description and in the comments section, there's a link. Click on that link. What that'll do is that'll help set up either a phone call or a Zoom call, whoever you're more comfortable with. In either case, we have your back when it comes to relocating here to Palm Beach and South Florida. I want to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about the city of Delray Beach, Florida, here in South Florida. I get a lot of questions in regards to Delray. It's one of the largest cities in Palm Beach County, and it's located in the southern part of the county. It's just north of well-known Boca Raton, Florida. And Delray is very active, and before I go into the pros and the cons, which is the whole purpose of this video, because I'd like to describe what's great about it and what maybe not so great about it, let's sort of lay the groundwork as to what this place is truly like. So Delray Beach has a population of 70,000 people. Most of the population in general is on the east coast of Florida. Like a lot of places in Florida, they started populating the coastal areas next to the ocean, and now Delray is actually spread out into the western part of Delray. In fact, some of the new construction that we see out there is a lot of high-priced new construction. Actually, is out in Delray Beach, West Delray Beach. I'll get more into what they put out there, because like anything else, once you start building, you need to put infrastructure in place. I did a video once on West Delray Beach. That's definitely worth checking out if you're interested in that. But again, it's got said there's 70,000 people. It's 52 miles north of Miami. And one of the stark differences I find, basically in southern Palm Beach County versus northern Palm Beach County, is it's much more populated. These areas, Delray Beach, Boca Raton, were developed long before the areas of like Jupiter and Palm Beach Gardens and Tequesta, Juno Beach. So what I find is there's a lot more activity. It's a lot more people live there, and it's really a stark difference between northern Palm Beach County and southern Palm Beach County. My last video I did a video on where to live in Palm Beach. It outlined some of the areas there. I highly recommend you look at that. But Delray Beach is one of the more populated and popular areas here in Palm Beach County, Florida. All right, let me start with a pro. I believe, it is my opinion, that the beach at Delray Beach is one of the nicest beaches in Palm Beach. It's the nicest beach in my opinion, the nicest beach in my opinion, in the southern part of Palm Beach, and it's one of the nicest beaches literally on the east coast of not just Florida, but the east coast of the United States. Delray Beach has the notoriety of being the only downtown area that is actually off the beach. There's no other place in the state of Florida that can say that. You can walk from all the stores, the shops, and all that right along the avenue there, and go from that, walk right onto the beach in Delray Beach. So if you walk down Atlantic Avenue and you get to the end, you get to the ocean, you get to Ocean Boulevard, there's a little path there. That's how you get to the beach. you'll find that it depends on the time. They have people there that actually rent. There's a company there that rents umbrellas, that rents loungers and all that. So you don't really have to go there lugging all your stuff. So that's one way to enjoy it. My favorite thing to do in Palm Beach in general, but one of my favorite beaches to experience the sunrise here on the east coast of Florida, my favorite place, one of the favorite places, is Delray Beach. So they get a pretty good crowd, a really good crowd actually, that comes and watches the sunrise. I've done videos on Delray before, and I've covered some of the sunrise scenes. What people do is there's a group of people I see there fairly frequently that they'll just take their lawn chairs, they'll bring it with them, because the vendors that sell that rent the umbrellas and loungers aren't there at that time. What they'll do is they'll bring their lawn chair, they'll just park along Ocean Boulevard, and they'll just sit there and they'll have a little circle and they just talk amongst each other and watch the sunrise. It truly is a great sight. So I really don't blame them. What you also find here in Florida in general is a lot of people utilize the beach in the morning. It's like the time of day that people exercise and get their fitness in. So you will see a lot of people along the beach that are jog the beach and so forth, and or walk the beach. We see a lot of that. Also along Ocean Boulevard, you will find that there's a lot of bikes. It's one of the more popular bike paths. And there's a bike lane through Ocean Boulevard, and if you go there, particularly like on a Saturday morning, you will see like packs of bikes. I guess they're like bike clubs. You'll see packs of bikes go through, and they'll basically be coming from the south, let's say Boca Raton, go right through Delray, and they'll go up north until they hit like Boynton Beach and north of that. One of the great things about watching the beach in the morning is that parking on Ocean Boulevard until 8 a.m. is free. And it's pretty easy to get a parking spot at that time. Not a lot of people, for whatever reason, don't know why, but not a lot of people are up to watch the sunrise. Now, there's more people that go to Delray than other places, but there's certainly ample parking, and as long as you're out of there by 8 o'clock, you can do that for free. Okay, let me give you one of the cons. The Delray area, and particularly in high volume times, such as like a Thursday night, it is very crowded. And not just because, and also because it's very crowded, the parking is quite hard to get. I mentioned Ocean Boulevard. You can park there. They have meters. You can get the app and do it that way, or you can just register with your license plate. And that's the way to do it. You can pay by credit card. It can be expensive. It depends on the time of day and the lot that you pick in particular. But suffice it to say, during the high times, and when I say the high times, I'm talking about like a Saturday afternoon. Like if you go there at 12 noon looking to get a beach spot, forget about it. You're gonna have a hard time getting it. You'll get one probably eventually, but you'll have to park way down Ocean Boulevard to get it. And there's parking along Atlantic Avenue. There are meters there. So what happens is if you go out to dinner, and it's Friday, Saturday night, Thursday night, I mean literally every night, but those are the most popular nights, you have a lot of restaurants that will offer valet. So that's one thing that they could do. Also, off the beaten path, there are some parking lots. You just got to learn how to find them. You know, it's one of those things that you just sort of discover. You'll learn over time. You'll learn where to go for these things. There's one secret. There's a place called Veterans Park, which if you're coming from west and you're going on Atlantic Avenue, right before you go over the intercoastal to the left, it's a place called Veterans Park. And also the parking there, it's not that much there, is free. So I like to go there when I'm filming when I'm filming downtown and I get there on an offbeat time, I'll park there. But if you're gonna go at a high time, you're not gonna find parking. It's basically a shopping center park, but along by the park, in front of the park, there are some spots there. So if you're fortunate enough, that's the first place I would check if you want to try and get in there. Free parking, and they don't really time you as to how long you're there as well. So one of the pros I find is that Delray Beach has some very unique neighborhoods. They have, as an example, they have an art district there. It's called Pineapple Grove District, and they have like arts and galleries and all that kind of stuff. So when you go off Atlantic Avenue, you turn off to the north, and you can find all those there. By the way, before I continue, I say the avenue. The main street through Delray Beach is Atlantic Avenue. It runs east to west, And the people, locals in Delray, they call it the Avenue. Continuing on unique and artsy type of things, they have a place in Delray that I think is really interesting. It's called the SILVERBALL Museum. It's really cool. It's if you were growing up, I've been there. I love it. When I was growing up, one of the things we did back in the day before these video games came out is we played pinball. And so when you go to the museum, they have they have hundreds of video of pinball games from the old times. We're all obviously redone since then. So they have all that. They've updated the games. They do have other games that came out after, such as, again, I'm dating myself here, Asteroids, Galaxy, and all that, Galactica, I should say. So they have all those games. It's a lot of fun. They have a bar area upstairs. That's good. We've held there's been networking events that have been held there, which I've attended, and so you pay a fee and you basically get the run of the mill of the place. It really is. They have a lot of unique places like that in Delray Beach, and it's definitely a pro in Delray Beach, Florida. So before I continue with the pros and cons, I want to do a little bit of a side note. Even though Boca Raton and Delray are literally right next to each other, I find them to be very different. Boca has basically three areas that's really crowded in Boca. East Boca, middle part of Boca, which is where the Boca Town Center Mall is, and then you have West Boca, which is really, really suburban and an older part of from the western part of the county. My story is when we first moved here 15 years ago, when we knew we wanted to move to Palm Beach County, didn't know where, we first looked at Boca Raton. And we were a little upset but we weren't thrilled with the fact that the home prices were higher than what we could have gotten other places. We subsequently found out the price per square foot is a little bit more pricey. Homes are a little bit older in Boca. And we ended up going to a place called Wellington, which is where we are now, which is about half hour north in the western communities. And we haven't looked back. We love it in Wellington, but one thing I always think about, had I checked out, instead of checking out Boca and then going to Wellington, had I checked out Delray back then, I wonder if I would have moved there, because I think it's great. I would have, my sense is we would have strongly considered it. We had 2 children at the time, and even though it's a very active place, it's not a place that I would have a problem raising children. Do me a favor, hit that like button. What that'll do is that'll attract more people to this video. It'll attract more people to this channel. It'll help us help more people relocate to this beautiful part of the world we call Palm Beach. So here's a pro and a con mixed in together. So probably one of the best places to go out at night, the social scene, is Atlantic Avenue in Delray. So if you're looking for an active area with a lot to do, you definitely want to consider looking into Delray. They have a lot of nice restaurants along the avenue, and you could, there's shops, there's museums and all that, so it's a great night out. Now, that's the pro. There's a lot to do. The con is many of them are very expensive. So if you're looking for budget restaurants or anything like that, Delray is not going to really have it. They have a lot of higher end restaurants. As an example, if you walk Atlantic Avenue and you're coming from the west and you're about to go over the Intercoastal Bridge, there's a great restaurant along the waterfront called Deck 84, and they have waterfront dining there. In fact, what you can do is you can literally, if you have a boat, you can go up the Intercoastal and dock your boat right next to the restaurant and go in and have lunch. So again, you pay for the luxury of that. So there are lots of great restaurants, but they do have a lot of them tend to be on the more expensive side. Since I brought up the Intercoastal, I'll just say this is I lots of times will walk along Atlantic Avenue, and I'll stop literally on the Intercoastal Bridge and watch the boats go by. Some of the most expensive, some of the nicest boats you will see in the world go through that intercoastal channel there. The way they do it, and it's true in a lot of places in Palm Beach, and definitely is well true in Delray Beach. What happens is they have a drawbridge. So when you're going, if you're a boat and you're too large to go under the bridge, and the larger boats cannot do it, they basically have to wait for the drawbridge to go up. All the towns, and they're all synchronized, but in every town it's a different schedule. You, like as an example, you can be either 15 after the hour and 45 after the hour, or 10 after the hour and 40 after the hour. So basically it's twice an hour, and the drawbridge goes up, and the larger boats are allowed to go through, which is nice if you're a boat, but if you're stuck in traffic and you're looking to get somewhere on the other side of Atlantic Avenue, it's not so fun. So I'll mention, again, since I mentioned the Intercoastal, I'll go into some of the things that there are to do there, which is a pro. One of the pros in Delray Beach is that there is a lot to do there. They have a lot of events, and one of the things that they have there all year round, they have something called, it's a cruise boat, and her name is called Lady Delray. So Lady Delray is just adjacent to Veterans Park. And they have a little stand there. You can purchase your tickets there, and you will dock Lady Delray. And it's not like it's a long cruise. It's a short cruise, day cruises basically. And so if you want to get around, travel up and down the Intercoastal, see all the beautiful homes and all the scenery that South Florida has to offer, it's something I highly recommend. One of the other things they have in Delray Beach, which is great to attend, is they have a great farmers market. It is, in my opinion, is the second largest in Palm Beach County. The largest farmers market in Palm Beach is in West Palm Beach, downtown West Palm Beach, which they have 95 vendors there. Delray Beach is not far from that. They have quite a few as well. It's in the old school square, Old Town Square there, and they take up the whole lawn there, and all the vendors come, and if you're like a foodie, if you're a chef, you like to cook, and you want to get fresh vegetables, fruits, spices, pastas, anything like that, that's a great place to enjoy the mornings on the weekends, picking that stuff up in every single weekend, and Delray is a great place for that. And they have a lot of events throughout the year as well too. They sometimes even close down the avenue to do street fairs and so forth. They probably don't do it as much as I've seen in other places, such as in West Palm Beach, but they do have it. One of the big events we just had here, it's December now of 2021. One of the big events they have is the lighting of the Christmas tree in Delray, downtown Delray. It's one of those things. It's one of the most popular tree lightings that we have here in Palm Beach. So if you're looking for a place that's loaded with events and things to do throughout the year, Delray Beach is a place I would consider looking into. If you're into tennis, Delray's perfect for you. They have the Delray Beach Tennis Center there. They host the Delray Beach Open, and they have all kinds of tennis events throughout the year. It's literally right there in the downtown of downtown Delray. And just to give you an idea, before I go into one of the cons later, but Delray is basically divided between east and west, and there's not a lot in the middle. There are some residences, some communities, but it's really concentrated in the very east and the very west. And the very west is actually more of a recent phenomena, but when you go on 95, so pretty much the heart of downtown Delray Beach is Atlantic Avenue, and it's basically everything east from 95 along Atlantic Avenue. One of the cons is that if you go a little bit off the avenue, sometimes there can be some places that are a little bit, you just need to be a little bit careful. You need to be alert. So that's one of the cons. Is Atlantic Avenue is one of the safest places. It's like me in the good days of New York City. Walking down, I could walk down Park Avenue, Fifth Avenue, no problem. In the middle of the night, no problem, because it's safe. There's a lot of people there. Atlantic Avenue is exactly like that. It's not quite a Manhattan. It's not quite the city that never sleeps, but let's put it this way: it's a city that rarely sleeps. The other thing that Delray has is they have some great hotels. So if you want to visit Palm Beach and look around, and you're in relocation mode and you want to find out about the areas of Palm Beach, I recommend that to all our clients, because you really need to know the areas before you can focus on any one given place. They have some great hotels in Delray Beach, resort style hotels. One of the most notable ones is the Opal Grand Resort and Spa. So let's take a trip down Atlantic Avenue. We're at the beach. We're in downtown. Now we're 95, and now we keep going west into West Delray. West Delray is a new area. If you were to go back probably 10, 15 years ago, there were not that many communities out there. There's a community called Saturnia Isles that's out there, that was out there at that time, but a lot of the new communities that we see that have popped up in West Delray literally have done so in the last 5 years or so. Part of the reason why these communities popped up out in the western part is that there's no more room in the eastern part of Palm Beach in general, and certainly in Delray. Delray is quite crowded on the eastern part. And let me give you a con. The real estate pricing along the ocean can be high. They have not like Palm Beach Island. I've covered that in some of my videos before, where Palm Beach Island, you have homes that are upwards of $50 million and up. Delray maybe is not quite as priced that high, but they have some very expensive real estate along the Ocean Boulevard and the eastern part along the ocean out and near downtown Delray Beach. So because West Delray Beach has grown so much now, you're starting to see a lot of commerce go out there. I don't know if you guys have it out where you are, like Wawa, we just started getting them here in South Florida. They put a big one there at the end of Atlantic Avenue, and the main road through the western communities, which is State Road 7 or Route 441, they have one there. That's where a lot of the that's where a lot of the new construction communities are. Again, as I mentioned, it's too crowded in the east to put them there, so they put them out in the west. So basically, you're looking at areas from, again, State Road 7, 441, just a little bit east. A lot of these communities border a road called Lyons Road. Now here's a con. When they were building up that area in Western Delray, it's also quite easy and convenient to get to some parts of Boca, which is what makes it so popular. But when they were building it up way back when, like I mentioned, Saturnia Isles, there's also the Oaks. Four Seasons is a 55 and older community near there. The pricing of homes was more affordable, was definitely more affordable. They have since built up communities such as Dakota, the Bridges and Seven Bridges. They've built a community called Lotus. And the con is that the pricing of these places, it's just insane. Some of the prices, which if you're a homeowner in that community, you got in early, it's definitely not a con, but the pricing out there is quite high. As an example, when they first opened the Seven Bridges and Boca Bridges, they were saying from $1 million to $3 million. They just recently closed that community out. They've sold, and they were selling the models for insane prices. That's what happens when the new construction communities sell out. They'll sell the models last, and because they're normally decked out with a lot of options, they'll sell for big prices. But you can't really touch that community now for less than $1.5 million, and they'll go up to about $4 million today. On a side note, if you're looking to navigate new construction communities, and most of the people I've been working with lately for some reason are looking in that avenue, you really need to consider getting independent representation, and the only way that you can do that is by going with the realtor on your very first visit. If you don't do that, the builders will not allow you independent representation at a later date. And us realtors will help you throughout the process, so you're not dealing directly with the seller. We'll help fight for you in many ways. And the cost for you out of pocket is nothing, because it's the builder that actually pays us. So whether you're looking at new construction in the western communities of Delray, or whether you're looking at existing construction, or existing homes, I should say, in East Delray, I think you'll find that Delray is quite the unique community. It's one of those places that has gotten more and more popular over the years. And if you're looking in Palm Beach County and you like an active lifestyle, if you like a lot of things to do and being close to a lot of things, Delray Beach is something I would definitely consider.